So what I'm trying to do today is talk to you about what we call safer by design. And what I'm trying to do is just show you some of the equipment and technology that we can put on CAT machines of all types to help you in your businesses to keep your people safe. So I've only picked a few, and I'm hoping that the ones I've picked will be relevant to the rail industry. I think they are. So the first one is what we call CAT Command. Now, this replicates a machine in its operation, but you don't need to be in the machine, it's remote. So this is really good where you've got really hazardous environments, where you don't want to, you'd rather not have people in there. What the CAT command does is it replicates the actual machine. The seat itself is exactly the same as a seat that's in a machine. The joysticks, the control panels, the vision panels, everything replicates that machine. Now, this is great for people that you might have that what we call enabled, so they can't actually get into a machine. They can't access it, but they can still, they can get into a chair and they can operate the machine from a distance. They're of purpose, and it's listed up there. You can use them where the military use them, where you don't, UXBs. You can use them in environments where you don't want a person in, a chemical environment, etc. But it's there. Really good piece of kit. The second one we got is what we call CAT Detect, Smart Tech. So this is AI. What it does is it will identify anything or any person around a machine that's in operation. And it'll identify the difference between a person and a vehicle. And it will alarm, and it will tell you, and it'll record the event. Very simple thing to do. It's also infrared. So at night time, etc., it will do it, and it'll record the action. Everybody's got these. Backup alarms, your cars have got them. The one that the Caterpillar has, it comes with what we call neon lights, which flash as well. And you've also got what we call a seatbelt alarm as well. Very basic. You can't operate the machine unless the seatbelt's engaged. That's a very basic one. The driver safety one, this is AI. This monitors the driver. So it's there to detect signs of fatigue. So people's eye gaze, not focusing, the nodding of the head. And what it does, it will vibrate the seat, and it'll also sound an audible alarm. But also, Caterpillar will monitor that event, and it gets reported back to you as the operator, as the manager system. So it's always monitored, and it'll give you the length, the time, where it was, GPS, the lot. Very, very good on where you've got haul roads. Obviously you may not have them, but where you've got people that are doing repetitive long journeys on quarries, mine sites, open cast, etc. This is massive in North America, South America, where they've got huge sites that the guys probably drive 10, 15 miles in routes constantly, 16 hours a day. Another one is enhanced visibility. We recently, probably 2 years ago, developed at our Cannock facility a vinyl wrapping system. So you can have any type of hazard identification on your machines that you want, whether it's your company livery or whatever, but we will always be reflective. We can do them all sorts, just thought that'd be good to show. We've then got what they call CAT Lift Assist. So this will monitor exactly what you're lifting at the end of the jib, at the end of the stick. It will tell you, and it will audibly assess before you even start to get it off the floor. It will know, and it will warn you both audibly and visually if you're going to overload the machine. Then we've got e-fence, which I think is probably very, very good for the rail industry, bearing in mind the confined areas that you're going to be operating on a railway line. So e-fence, you set it up in the cab, it can go e-fence up, which will only allow the stick and the boom to go to a certain height, it will not go any higher. It doesn't matter what you do with that machine, where you move it to, whatever, it will always never go higher than what you set it to. You've then got E-fence out, so you set out the distance you want that to swing, either way, and it won't go past it, and it will stop the machine permanently, it'll just break it. Even if you move that machine, it will still do it. So if you move it backwards, it will still only move that far. Then you've got E-fence down. So if you know you've got underground utilities at 2 meters, if you set it at 1.8 meters, that won't dig any deeper. It will not allow it to go any deeper than what you've set it to. So excellent for construction industries, of course, but obviously where you've got tight environments, you're not going to have that lapse. And then the other one is what we call stability assist. So this is specifically on articulated dump trucks where, and we all see it, and I'm sure you've all seen these where they've tipped over. They just go. This will stop that happening because it will tell you that you're getting to the point of you're going to become unstable. There's always a percentage factor of safety in there, and it will actually alarm and it'll start telling you the machine to stop. Now, oh, what was happening there? There are some videos on the slides. Obviously, I'm not going to show the videos, but there are some videos that can actually detail that information that I've just sent you. I didn't want to talk in great detail in them, and I'm actually a lot quicker than what I expected to be. So, which is always good, isn't it? So, if there's any questions or anything on that, I'm more than happy to... I've got a dash, that's the only problem.
If anyone's got any questions for Keith, there's probably the time because he's going to disappear off. Any questions or?
On your fence system,
Yeah.
once you've set it, if you move towards that fence laterally, does it stay in that position?
It'll only allow you to move certain parts. Sorry.
Just bear with me a second. Can I just ask you to repeat your question? Because we're trying to record and it won't be the recording of your question.
With your e-fence system, once you set the system and you move towards it, does it go with you or does it stop the machine from the original position?
Yeah, if you set it, I don't know, if you set it to 20 degrees, it will always move 20 degrees. If you move the machine over that way, it'll still move 20 degrees because it won't be like a GPS type of thing. So what it's saying is you can move in a line, but if you move over there, you've got to reset it again because to what your hazards are either side. Depth-wise, it goes off the track or the wheel. So if you go like that, if you're in the dip, it'll go off the wheel. You know, if you go higher, it'll go off the wheel. So it's how it's set within the machine. No problem. Somebody else had a question.
Any other questions?
So your AI that recognises fatigue when driving, what is the percentage of that being accurate? Because some people may not actually be fatigued during that, and what do you do to implement that? Does it tell it to stop, to stay at the side of the road? Do you stop your activity? What would that
it alarms. Like? It alarms to tell you, but it also alarms to management or whoever your control point is. It will alarm back to them to tell them that that's happening, and it's up to you as the manager to actually activate whatever your controls are. If the machine won't stop, but it will alarm to tell you that that person's fatigued. It's a bit like you're driving. When you go out of a lane, it won't stop the vehicle. It'll just tell you, won't it? It's an alarming sort of system. So the protocols would have to be set by your business about what you do. Now, is that it's alarmed and I've got an inaudible alarm, I've got to pull over? That type of thing. Or am I waiting for somebody to phone me and say, oh, get hold of me and go, you need to get back on your radio. You need to come, you know, we're going to come and get your park up. I don't know what controls would be. No problem. Somebody there with their hand up.
Sorry.
Hi, I'm Steve from Network Rail.
How are you, mate?
I missed the beginning of the session, so you may have covered it then. Apologies for that. The system you talked about, is that an aftermarket system? So can we basically install it on our existing plant? Do we have to? Is it something that only comes with your plant?
You'd have to buy them from us, obviously. Sorry, I didn't really get the...
Sorry, I'll talk into that a bit better. Is that better? Can we purchase the system and put it on an existing plant, or is it just a Caterpillar?
No, you can retrofit them. Whether or not you'd fit them into a non-cap machine, I'm not so sure we'd like that. but no, you can retrofit them. Yeah. The kit's literally. If I talked about the e-fence kit, it's like there's a number of cameras and wiring it. One of the videos actually says this is what you do. This is how you fit it. So yeah, you can retrofit them. Yeah. Is that okay?
That's brilliant.
Lovely. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Keith. I know that from a rail perspective, we don't use a lot of Caterpillar kit, so I thought it was really interesting to hear what other equipment providers provide as part of their safe systems of operation, just to help widen some of it. Some of the things that Keith will have talked about, we'll be familiar with. Some of it might be a little bit different. It's, could we do that? Is that something we should be thinking about within rail? So thank you very much, Keith, and I know you've got to dash off shortly. Our next set of speakers, and are you all going to come up together? Is that okay? So I'm going to let you manage that then, Lindsay. Our next set of speakers are going to talk about people versus plant, and it's Lindsay Gilfillan from Story Contracting, Matt Wright from ISLG, which is the Infrastructure Safety Leadership Group, and he also works for Octavius, Andy Crago, who's chair of the Rail Plant Association. I've known Andy for a long time, and CK Rail, and Richard Ramasco, thank you, from Explore. So I'm going to hand over to Lindsay. Oh, Richard, you're first, sorry.